Hi, I'm Kyle,
I'm John.
and today on JM2 Digital Talk, we're going to be talking about killing your brand and things to avoid killing your brand. Now, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're going to try to mix it up and kind of put the points big and bold on the board and just kind of go through each scenario. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, killing your brand. The first thing we talked about is ignoring. And we're just going to kind of give a little example of that because it's kind of a vague term and it can mean different things. So in terms of social media and a business, what does it mean to ignore?
If somebody posts something on your feed and you just ignore them,
Right.
or they ask you a question, you ignore them.
Right. You just don't respond to them. You just don't answer them back.
You're going
Good
to
or
piss
bad.
off your customer and they're going to tell their friends and you're killing your brand.
Right. Which kind of goes well to the next thing we want to talk about, and that's not listening. And when you're talking about not listening, this is specifically to feedback, and it kind of feeds into ignoring, but at the same time, it's just a little bit different, and it involves more than just the customers sometimes. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so what would a scenario be that you think of not listening?
Well,
A good example.
A great example is you put on somebody's wall, I had a great experience, but the one thing you guys messed up on was X.
Right.
And you do nothing about it. You don't acknowledge them or anything else.
Right.
You completely, it's almost tied to the last one. You don't do anything. You kind of ignore them. And maybe you give them a canned reply saying, thank you for your information. And it's kind of a stock answer. And you can see it multiple times and maybe a word or two changed, but you're missing a lot of the key components of what social media is.
Right. Social media is about, at the end of the day, engaging with people, both your clients, your fans, and even people who are a little disappointed, I think.
Yep.
And again, what a great lead, because that kind of goes into the sincerity of being human and not trying to get philosophical or deep or anything, but just sincerity goes a long way online and showing sincerity. And because people can detect when you're not sincere.
Absolutely. You have to have your rules and everything else you need to do on social media, but you also have to take into account that you're a human and the person you're talking to is a human.
Right. So I know there are some responses where they say, I'm sorry that you had a bad experience, we'll do better next time, we hope you come back. And it's the same canned response for each thing. And people see through that and they're just like, what is this? This is fake, right?
Absolutely.
So taking that time, especially if somebody's upset, can make the difference.
It's the human factor.
Right. So let's go to the next step. Let's say that they're still upset. They say, this is horrible. You guys are horrible. I hate you. You guys are you are the salt of the earth. So the next step is taking it offline. And what does that mean exactly by taking it offline?
Well, if you look at a lot of feeds, and there's a lot of places around that people post stuff and post stuff and post stuff, and you just basically you feed the fire.
Right.
Taking it offline is you acknowledge it, you apologize online, and you ask the person to either come in or pick up the phone and call you or email you. You take it off of that social media feed.
Right. And they still may post after that. They still may say, no, I'm still angry. I can't take it. Like, I'm just fed up. But the fact that you're showing as a company that you are acknowledging that they're angry, you have given them options, and you have tried to fix a mistake goes a long way.
Absolutely.
And again, like everything we talked about before, it stacks up. And I think a great way to kind of close out all those details we talked about is just not having a plan. Like it blows my mind that there are some companies, they don't have a social media plan when they're talking about how to deal with negative feedback. And you should always have a plan, right?
You should have a plan for every possible scenario, from a car accident on the road to somebody writing on your feed, your wall, somebody being irate in your restaurant, and somebody goes in and they take it to your social media feed. All those scenarios, you should have a plan of attack.
But what if it's a company and they just say, like, oh, but, we sell, like, happiness and rainbows and dogs and stuff like that. Never do you ever say anything bad to me, because I've heard that before.
Absolutely.
But it's still, you need a plan, right?
You have to have a plan for every scenario. Even if 99% of them are always going to be perfect scenarios, which is what you want, you're always going to have the chance and the potential for that 1%. And how are you going to handle it?
and you don't want to be caught
with your pants down.
with your pants down, because like it will add up, and it will hurt you. Like
It will hurt your brand.
all it takes is just one negative thing to just completely destroy your business.
Absolutely.
Big and small. And big and small, again, we are here to talk about business and brands every week. So we hope you enjoyed this week as well. So that being said, I'm Kyle.
I'm John.
And thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.